Hello, and I am Brian Foster, and I am bringing you another communication from a spirit. But first, before I start, please subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like, and give me comments if you would like to give me any ideas of future talks. Let's get right into the message. Now, this is a message from the Christian Seed Spiritist Center. It is in Brazil. It is from the medium Lúcio de Marinho during a mediums meeting on May 16th, 2020. I will put the link to the message, of course it is in Portuguese, in the description below. I will start with the message. We are experiencing a moment when we should deconstruct the walls of ignorance that imprison us in our evolutionary march. Time to disarm the evil feelings that propel us to the obstacle of conquering a land of peace and harmony. It is essential in these hours of uncertainty to closely agree on the noble values found in the moral maxims of Christ in order to overcome the dungeons of our doubts and insecurities. There is no conquest without effort, nor the pleasure of victory without redemptive work. Let me stop there for a second. Again, we are told by the messengers of Christ, there is no such thing as moral relativity, which I believe is unfortunately a blight on our society at this time. We must look to the noble values, as he said, the moral maxims of Christ and of other religions, who all say that follow the golden rule in one form or another, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, be kind, and every other thing. This whole idea of us saying we can do anything we want because it's if other people do it, then we can do it too, is a false impression and is sent to lead us down the wrong path. And therefore, to get back where we can bring our planet to a planet of regeneration from a planet of atonement, meaning here, right now, we pay for our past wrongs in life after life, we can ascend in our planet if we collectively come together and in peace and harmony fix our vibrations so we can bring the whole planet up to a level. Let me continue. Humanity is awakening from a catalytic sleep that has subordinated it to the imperatives of the powerful and inconsequential children of selfishness and pride. Nevertheless, the light of truth is on, signaling the direction to be taken. Awakening is an unequivocal choice of everyone who wants to walk in a better world, based on the construction of internal ideals within themselves. We are worlds in formation, in divine vibration, constellations of knowledge and feelings that are updated as time runs fast towards the infinite. Nothing remains static. Everything changes. Everything passes. Let me stop there for again. So, you can see the Spirit is telling us that the powerful and the elite of this world are trying to make us just consumers, irrational consumers who just want pleasure and whatever our desire is at the time without any moral consequence. And I'm not saying to go back to the old way where people are prejudiced against other people of race or creed or sexual preferences. No, that's not what Spiritism says. Everyone should be loving to everyone and respectful to everyone, but all within us, and this is when he says with internal ideas within themselves, we have our conscience, which is God's gift to us to know what is right and wrong. And when you go against your conscience, you feel the stress over you. And therefore, if you feel that stress after you made a decision, get back to where the right decision is created. Get back to where loving fraternity and charity and honesty is your main driving force. Let me continue. The investment that is being asked of the children of the new age is not a novelty of this century. The investment that the messengers of God have been bringing us as a proposal for renewal is a universal manifesto which is permeated everywhere the will of God is blowing. This investment translates the language of love that happens to be yeast, the active chisel of human deformities. Love have never been more evident, so sought after and recommended as it is today. The divine being by nature is immersed in this love, like the fetus in the amniotic fluid in the planning of a new being. So let me go on with what this means. The Spirit is saying we are born, we are incarnated, we are an immortal spirit who lives life after life. And with us comes these gifts from God. This is our conscience, which tells us right from wrong. Everyone has that. The fact that many people do things wrong is they learn to rationalize away what it is telling them. And our instinct that is created and reinforced and we learn from thousands and thousands of years and multiple lives. Therefore, trust your conscience and your instinct together. And those things are within us. And that's why they say that the divine being by nature is immersed in this love, and that we have a spark of that love. We just have to let it rule our lives, right? We just have to have that as the guiding path of where we want to go. Let me continue. Our struggle today is with disbelief, the abandonment of rational thought and emotional insecurity, which unbalances and deconstructs the most intimate foundational values. The world is devoid of dignifying purposes. A large portion suffers from the worst crisis of anguish that can be known in the trajectory of the earth. The lack of God in their hearts, the inconsequential inversion of values that has precipitated the creatures to the most unfortunate folly that you can see. Again, the Spirit is telling us we have lost our touchstone. We have lost the foundation of where we should be. We are being bombarded with propaganda and commercials telling us that everything is okay. We can destroy with impunity because some other people are destroying with impunity, or some other people feel victims, and that two wrongs make a right. Well, they don't. They never do. People say the end justifies the means, but what he is telling us today, the Spirit, is the means justify the ends, and we can only create the end state of what we want for a better planet by staying with our conscience and doing what is right. Let me finish. Finally, life awaits decisions from all of us relevant to the calls of Jesus Christ. To love one another, it is time to recommend lucidity and discernment to ourselves in our choices, to work hard for an education of feelings, and to leverage the implantation of the good news of the beloved Master. The beginning of a new era commences with the end of another, and every change shakes the foundations of what is out of harmony with the perfection that God expects of everyone. Let us therefore build the noble values that grant us the ticket to remain in this world, still of trials and atonements, but in progress towards a better world, where goodwill will prevail. And this again was psychographed on May 16, 2020, in Parnaíba, in the state in Brazil, Piauí, by the Spirit Miguel, by the medium Lúcio Marinho. Now, in that last paragraph, he's saying a ticket to the better world. What does that mean? Well, this is what this means, is that here on earth, our collective humanity, each one of us is allowed to live life after life with the hope that we improve and we become less prideful, less deceitful, less hate, less envy, and we improve ourselves by taking out our primitive emotions and replacing those with higher, more beautiful emotions and thoughts, and on the foundation of our love. That is the ticket. That is the ticket to when the planet Earth becomes a planet of regeneration, where there are no wars, or less hate and envy, and all the negative emotions. So when we rid ourselves of that, we have the right to stay on this planet and to be part of raising the earth to a new level of vibration and harmony, so the human race will create the paradise on earth as it should have been from the beginning. This is what he's telling us. Let us therefore build the noble values that grant us the ticket to remain in this world. Now those who do not build the noble values, now this is what Spiritism tells us, they will be sent to other planets, back to a planet of atonement. And again, they're not sent back forever. They are just sent to another campus so they can continue learning. God wants all of us to one day become a perfect spirit, a perfect soul. And we are on that track. As soon as we keep trying and improve ourselves and improve our values and rip out primitive emotions and replace them with higher emotions and higher love and feelings for all other beings, we will rise and rise in the spirit hierarchy. If you would like to learn more, I would recommend you read a couple of my books. One is Heaven and Below, and this book will tell you all about heaven, what's below. And the other book you may want to read is How to Live Inner Peace Through Spiritism, which tells you how to mold yourself and to change yourself in a path that was directed by the Spirit Andre Louise. Now these two books should give you an idea of the spirit world and the idea of how to improve your own spiritual harmony. Also, I would recommend you read the Spirits book by Allan Kardec. He is the codifier of Spiritism and brought us Spiritism in the 1850s. You can get this book on PDF, so just type in Allan Kardec space PDF and you will find it on the internet. God bless.